So here we have an exceptionally large bronze from the Khmer Empire, ANGKOR period, 12th century, and it has a lot of details, as you can see here, Ushnisha, and then the crown here, the tiara, and then here some elements in the jewelry and the earrings, and of course the jewelry on the chest, and even further down here is all in high relief and finely incised and of exceptional beauty and detail. It is in very good condition. Of course, it has minor fills and touch-ups, and the patina has this remarkable smooth surface and malachite and emerald green appearance, which is quite unusual to be so well preserved. It comes from a well-known and important provenance, René Renvaux, who passed away in 1991, 33 years ago, and who acquired most of his pieces in the local markets in France, in Belgium, in Holland, where a lot of these pieces appeared, of course, brought back from people who traveled the hippie trail in the 1960s and 70s. And this is where René Renvaux acquired his pieces. His son, Robert Renvaux, eventually acquired the collection through inheritance in 1991 and kept it until only a few years. And this is where the piece was preserved for at least half a century. During the hippie trail, of course, people traveled all the countries that were part of the Khmer Empire. The Khmer Empire was very large. It was larger than the Byzantine Empire. Our countries today, Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and southern China. So it was very big. And these pieces appear in all these countries, of course. Some are very restrictive about exporting pieces, like Cambodia. Some give export licenses quite easily, like Thailand. And of course, it cannot be said where this piece was originally found and located in the big Khmer Empire, the size approximately like Europe today, very big. But it is known that a lot of people brought back pieces along the hippie trail in the 60s and 70s, where they were not at all appreciated in these countries. Keep in mind a war going on in what is Vietnam today, but also Cambodia and Laos from the early 1960s until the early 1970s, for more than 10 years, where a lot of pieces were looted and made its way into Western countries. Of course, today these pieces are the legal property of the people who acquired them 50 years ago in Europe and have been inherited ever since. There's no question about that. This piece here compares favorably with pieces that are in the Norton Simon Museum today, in the Victoria and Albert Museum, and also one example that was sold recently at Christie's in Paris for 230,000 euros, which was also dated to the 12th century. I think it's important to understand that many pieces that are cast in bronzes are essentially replicas from the stone shrines at the major temple sites all over the Khmer Empire. There were temple sites in all the countries that I've mentioned before. And there's a good example. There is a detail of a lintel with quite similar figures in the Phi Mai National Museum in Thailand, which shows where this image was originally copied from in the 12th century. These bronzes, of course, were made to be taken away by people and used in their private shrines, religious purposes, in their homes. And of course, a big one like this was for the elite, for someone who was part of the Khmer Empire elite, to be revered in their private shrine 800 years ago. We've put a price of 15,000 euros on it, which is quite reasonable, and it's a good chance, I think, to acquire a highly important piece of Khmer art from the 12th century. Good luck in bidding.